Welcome back to my channel Oojamaflip Books. If you're new here, my name is Jo and I am a crime fiction, thriller, suspense, Nordic Noir reader from the UK. And you may have noticed a complete lack of videos on this channel. Basically since I did my What I Plan to Read in May video, which I think I also started by saying about the lack of videos. So good going, Jo. Doing great at this whole YouTube thing. May did not go according to plan whatsoever. So, if you don't know, I am a huge Eurovision fan. Like, it is the best thing ever, and it has been a bucket list item of mine for years to go to a Eurovision Song Contest. This year, because of the war in Ukraine, the Eurovision Song Contest was held in my home city of Liverpool. So, obviously, it was like a kid in a candy store. I was very, very lucky to be able to go to semi-final 1 afternoon preview, semi-final 2 afternoon preview, semi-final 2 live show, and to the live grand final. We also, we being myself, my husband and one of our best friends, also did like the Eurovision Village and various concerts, and basically I had a week off work that I was like, we'll do a bit of Eurovision, I'll have some downtime for reading and relaxing. No. We went hard on Eurovision, and I basically spent a week being powered by hangovers and tins of hooch, which, who even knew hooch was still available? Like, I remember when hooch originally came out, because I'm that old, I remember the introduction of Alco Pops to the UK. Yeah, I basically just had an amazing week. Had a book with me because we ended up staying in a hotel for part of the week just because it was easier with the train strikes and things, and I took books with me with the intention of reading them. Didn't touch them once. And then after Eurovision, so the Eurovision final was on the Saturday night. The Sunday I felt a bit like ill, but I thought it was just being tired from like it being the first day of doing nothing. Then I got progressively worse and eventually tested positive for COVID. And that basically wiped me out for the rest of May. I'm better now. I still have really bad coughing fits, and you might be able to hear in my voice, like it comes and goes quite a lot. But I was so bad with COVID. I have had COVID before. I've had it once in October last year after we came back from America, but it was nowhere near as bad as what I had it this time. So I thought to myself, oh, there's not a lot that I can do. So I tried picking up books, and I thought to myself I'd be able to catch up on some reading. But yeah, I just lost the ability to actually like comprehend words. So I'd read a page and I'd be like, I don't understand any of this, and then I'd have to reread it and repeat for a ridiculous amount of time. I also was just like ridiculously tired, so I'd pick a book up and then I'd wake up and be like, oh, I've fell asleep within seconds of holding my book. So basically May reading consisted of like 6 or 7 pages, and I will have to repeat those 6 or 7 pages because I couldn't tell you actually what happened in them because my ability to actually understand words completely went. So that's the the May roundup. Went to Eurovision, got COVID, didn't read anything. Yeah, not really the reading for May that I had in mind. And obviously because of being ill, there was then no reviews of all the other books that I have got waiting to be reviewed, and generally just nothing posted to YouTube, to Instagram. I just didn't do anything. So but onwards and upwards. June, I have a bit of time off in June, like random days here and there. I also have quite a few work trips, so I predominantly work at home. but the main office that I visit is like 100 or so miles away, and then I also have trips to London. So if I go to London, I'm on the train. If I'm in the other office, I drive, but I will also stay overnight, and there isn't a great deal to do in a Premier Inn in the middle of Birmingham, I'll be honest. So a lot of the time I take a book and just sit and read my book for the entirety of the night, either in the hotel room or in the hotel bar, because what else is there to do? I don't really watch TV, so yeah, it's not something that staying overnight is like I can catch up on sleep or on some TV. So yeah, so even though I do have those trips though, I wanted to make sure that I'm not trying to read too many books, because clearly setting myself reading challenges to read like 10 books or whatever, it hasn't happened, and things just keep happening to make it not happen. So I'm stripping it back and I'm just going with 5 books, and we'll see what happens from there. So the 5 books that I've picked, I have picked them completely at random. Basically the books that I hadn't read in March, April, May, I've just put them all onto a table and then just picked at random. So first book that I am aiming to read is Silence of the Grave, which is by Arnold Inderson. Apologies for my pronunciation. This is the book that I started reading whilst I had COVID. It just wasn't working, so we're going to start it again and then read it. I have read Jar City by this author, and it was really good, so I'm very much looking forward to it. I suspect I will love it, but yeah, COVID brain did not work with that book. The next random one that I'm aiming to read is The Kind Worth Killing. This is by Peter Swanson, and I think this was a random Tesco's purchase, so yep, just like I say, picked at random. And then have a Linwood Barclay one called A Noise Downstairs. I did talk about this quite a lot in my April roundup, May to be read, which I'll leave linked up there. But basically, I think I may have read either an extract of this or something similar by him as a short story. So we'll see. I think I do mention in that video as well, Linwood Barclay is an author that I'm a bit Marmite with. I either love his work or really struggle. So let's see which way that one goes. And then have Quite Ugly One Morning by Christopher Brookmere. I know the first time that I said I was going to read this, I mentioned about like the tea stains and the hair dye stains, and it is quite an abused book considering it hasn't actually been started. It was just my backup bath book, because that is where I do a lot of my reading, is in the bath. So if I finish my book whilst I'm in the bath, because I don't want to get out of the bath to go and get a book, so then I have a book that lives in the bathroom as my backup bath book. I realise that's probably weird, just roll with it. And then finally, Jo Nesbo, Cockroaches. This is the second book in the Harry Hole series. I have read the first one, I really enjoyed it. I have read bits of other Harry Hole ones, but not the full books, like just extracts here and there and things, and like I know sort of what the premises of some of the books are, but never actually got round to them. Because of being ill with COVID, didn't get to go to the Waterstones event where Jo Nesbo was at, which is really disappointing, but what can you do? That's what happens, and yeah, life. So yeah, I just picked those 5 at random to just see how we get on. I am hoping to read a lot more this month. My Goodreads says that I am 32 books behind schedule when I last looked, because I am trying to read 100 books this year, which ordinarily is something that I'm quite capable of doing, but it seems that the second I try to actually keep a track on Goodreads and start a YouTube channel, I stop reading. So that's it, they're my book goals for the month. YouTube videos will actually be starting back up, and I'm not just saying that this time, I've actually got other ones filmed that are ready to go on the channel, starting with a review of rock, paper, scissors. Yeah, basically going to get back into the swing of life because I feel like I had a week in May where life was amazing and I was at Eurovision, and then it all went wrong. But hey ho. If you want to follow me on Instagram or on Goodreads, the links for both of those are down in the description box below. And yeah, I'll be posting videos on a Monday and a Thursday. So it's a Thursday, unless it's not a Thursday when you're watching this. Maybe just hit the subscribe button. Oh, that was like a professional YouTuber sort of segue then. I'm not a professional YouTuber. I'm not professional about anything. Thanks for watching. If you've liked the video, give it a thumbs up, or don't. It doesn't actually make any difference. Like, you can give all my videos a thumbs down and YouTube literally doesn't care. Don't even know why that's actually there at all, to be honest. It doesn't do anything. But hit the subscribe button if you want to see more random ramblings from me, and I'll see you next time. Bye!